If you've been to an Asian wedding, then you've had chicken palak, and I'm going to show you how I make mine. I'm not going to say that it tastes the same as that, but it tastes pretty decent. So here it goes. In a pan, you want to put some oil and some butter, because everything obviously tastes better with butter. Go ahead and add your onion, garlic, and ginger. I grate my ginger just because I don't like big chunks of ginger in my salad. Then go ahead and add some salt into that and saute on a high heat for a couple of minutes, and then you want to put the lid back on and reduce the heat to a low and just allow it to simmer by itself for about 20 minutes, occasionally coming back and stirring between just so that your onions don't stick to the bottom of the pan. After 20 minutes, everything should have softened nicely. You want to then increase the heat and saute for a further 5 minutes just until the onions take on some color, and then you want to go ahead and add in your chopped tomatoes, and I'll put all the ingredient quantities in the description box below the video so you know exactly how much of each thing I used. And then you want to just cook your tomatoes on a high heat again, just until they start disintegrating slowly. So for about 2 or 3 minutes. Again, put the lid on and then reduce the heat once again and allow it to simmer for a further 10 minutes. Coming back again occasionally to stir just so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. If you feel like it started to stick, you can always add a drop of water here and there wherever it's needed. After the time is up, and you want to increase the heat and then start sauteing your masala and cook it very, very well before you add any spices. It's important to make sure that everything is cooked well before you add spices, because otherwise your onions won't cook properly once you add the spices in. So you want to make sure it reaches kind of like a pasty consistency before you add your spices in. Then you go ahead and add in your basaar and your coriander powder, and then you saute them for about 10 minutes, occasionally adding water if you need to so your spices don't burn. Go ahead and add your chicken. I'm using boneless chicken breast here. Chicken breast does dry out pretty quickly, so all I do is saute for about 5 minutes on a high heat, and then I check to see if it started breaking, and at this point is where I add the spinach in. So get yourself a bag of baby spinach which is already washed, and you basically just freeze it and then crush it, so that way you don't have to spend hours cutting spinach, and then you've got fresh spinach to add into your dish as well. So just put the whole packet in and then allow it to come to a boil. Start releasing some water. Once it's come to a boil, then just stick the lid on and allow it to cook on a low heat for about 15 minutes. Once it's wilted down, then remove the lid and increase the heat and dry out any excess remaining water that is left in the dish, like I'm doing now. If you're desi, you'll know that any vegetable that you cook is only ready once you've completely destroyed all the nutrients in it. So yeah, cook it until it's completely dried out. And then you want to go ahead and finish it off by adding some garam masala and some kasuri methi, which is dried fenugreek, and give that a mix. And then that's it really. Your dish is complete. Turn the heat off and enjoy it with some roti or some paratha. Ooh, might be a little bit less oil in mine. You can add more if you need to. Enjoy!